Hey D's fans, welcome to Before the Bounce. We're about to take off from our Manly hub to go face the Hawks, but first we've got to do a little preview of the Round 7 clash at Giants Stadium. We've made just the one change for this afternoon's game, with Luke Jackson coming in to replace Tom McDonald, who will miss with that eye injury. Fortunately, it doesn't look like there was too much damage to Tom's eye, so hopefully he'll be back in contention for selection next week. But what it does mean is that we've got a really young forward line with Sammy Wiedemann and Luke Jackson up there, and they'll be up against some familiar names for D's fans, James Frawley and Sam Frost, and this is what we'll be hoping to see from our young forwards today. Last weekend, Sammy only took the 3 marks, but he crashed the packs and really brought his teammates into the game. We're also able to then lower our eyes inside 50, hit up those targets, and that will be important today if Sammy and Jacko can't take the big marks in front of goal. Now, speaking of Luke Jackson, we've got him right here. Welcome, Jacko.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Now, is that competing in the air and bringing the ball to ground one of your real focuses for today?
Yeah, I definitely reckon it's what the coaches enforce in all the forwards, the big guys, just to bring it to ground or either mark it. So that's what I'll be looking to do, yeah.
You were drafted as a ruckman. Do you think you'll spend any time chopping out Maxi as well?
We'll see. Hopefully, I don't think he'll need much of a chop out, but if I need to be there, I'll try my best, yeah.
You've obviously played that one game against Carlton. Did you learn a lot from that experience?
Yeah, a lot. I was a little bit nervous early, but now I know the pace of the game and what AFL footy is like, so I'm sure I'll be a lot more ready this time, yeah.
And you've had the chance to play a few sort of scratch matches since then. Have you gained a bit of confidence throughout those?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm going all right in those, like competing really well on the ground and in the air, so they've been really good and yeah.
And you get the chance to play with Cozzy today, who was also a first-round draft pick. You must be excited to run out with him for the first time.
Yeah, I can't wait. Obviously, he's a great player and we're great mates off the field, so I can't wait to play with him, yeah.
Yourself, Cozzy and Riv, you spend a lot of time together around here. Have you enjoyed having them in the hub with you?
Yeah, definitely. I've been hanging around them probably the most, and we live right near a beach as well, so be going there every day, and yeah, it's been a lot to do, yeah.
I guess you're sort of used to being away from home. How have you found hub life?
I haven't found it too bad. Like, I'm used to being away from home, so it's been good. I feel like I've bonded a lot better with everyone, so yeah, I've liked it, yeah.
Well, thanks for your time. Good luck today.
Cool, thank you.
Now we're going to hear from Director of Coaching Alan Richardson very shortly, but first we have to do an Oppo watch and take a look at how the Hawks will line up today. They've made the 3 changes with Sean Burgoyne, Mitch Lewis and Darren Minchington, the former Saint, coming into the side, replacing Paul Puopolo, John Patton, who's out with that hamstring injury, and John Segler, who's down with a toe, which is a big loss for the Hawks, meaning Ben McAvoy will have to go from down back into the ruck to face off with Maxi Gawn. Now, on paper, we should match up all right against the Hawks. They've kicked just 11 goals in their last 9 quarters of footy, and we're in the top 8 for points conceded this year. So we're going well down back, and they're struggling a little forward of centre. But what we do know about the Hawks is they like to respond. Earlier in the season, they went down by 61 points against Geelong, came out the next week and beat the Tigers by 5 goals. Now, they've been disappointing the last 2 weeks against quality opposition in GWS and Collingwood, so expect a response from them today. What Hawthorn like to do is play on from marks and play quite quick footy, but that's been taken away from them in the last 2 weeks. The Pies denied them of that game offensively and ran them hard the other way. So if we can do that today, it'll go a long way to us claiming the 4 points. It's time to hear from our second guest, Alan Richardson. Welcome, Richo.
Good to be here, Gibbo.
What are you expecting to see from a side like Hawthorn, fresh off 2 losses?
Oh, they're a proud footy club. Clarko will get them up for the game. There's no doubt about that. We'll have to be at our best.
And our group, we've only made the one change, a bit of continuity there. We talk a lot about continuity. Is that important for the group?
Yeah, it is. I think there's been a lot of noise about our entry and our synergy between our kickers and our catchers, and that's part of it. We need blokes to play together. It's disappointing to not have Tom out there, but it's good that Jacko comes in. He's going to give us real contest. He'll give Gorney a bit of a chop out in the ruck, and who knows, we might be able to get Gorney forward a bit too.
It was a really important win for us last week. What sort of belief does that give the group going forward?
Yeah, there was a lot to like. It was good to kick a reasonable score. We've been struggling in front of goal, so to kick 80 points was a real bonus. And when you consider Tom going out of the game so early, it threw us out of it. Gold Coast were able to mark our kick a little bit too much. But yeah, we thought our midfield was fantastic. We thought our work in the contest was really impressive. We thought our backs had a terrific game. So we think our group will take a lot from that.
And on that midfield, it's going to be an important battle. They've got the O'Mearas, Mitchell, Warple. How crucial is that in winning this game?
Yeah, no, they've been strong in there for a long time. They'll change up the rucks. We think that McAvoy will play in the ruck with Segler out, but Gawn's in good form, Viney and Brayshaw and Oliver and Petrarca are in really good shape. So it's going to be a terrific contest. We're looking forward to it.
I'll let you go. Thanks for your time, Richo.
Good on you, Gibbo. Thanks, mate.
And just before we wrap things up here, I want to give you a couple of things to look out for. Firstly, our defensive setup. Oscar McDonald received some credit last week for the way he brought Jake Lever into the game, but it was more about how we'll set up behind the ball. Of course, that stems a lot from the midfield pressure, allowing us to really set up that wall. But if we take a look at a few of these examples, the boys are in really good positions to cut these kicks off and rebound from defence. Stephen May, Jake Lever and Oscar McDonald, they had 17 intercept possessions between them against the Suns, so hopefully they can replicate that today. It can be a hard thing to spot on TV, but if we can force Hawthorn down the line, keep an eye out for how organised we are in defence. The second thing I want to keep an eye on is our forward pressure, and in particular, Aaron Vandenberg, Mitch Hannon and Cozzy Pickett. Numbers don't always reflect how much impact these boys have on the game. They had just 27 disposals between them, but it was their pressure that really kept our forward line up and about and helped us hit the scoreboard. Now, if we look at these examples, Cozzy Pickett, the great smother here, allowing us to get another shot at goal. The pressure again from Cozzy on Ainsworth puts doubt in the Gold Coast minds, creates a turnover and gets it back inside 50. Mitchy Hannon with the chase. His forward pressure was outstanding again in the last quarter. Got the free kick and had a really important shot on goal. Now, Aaron Vandenberg, we know his strength is his tackling, and the players think twice when he's in the vicinity. We see in this next one here, it's just his pressure that causes the turnover without even laying the tackle. This effort has been there all season, and although sometimes it doesn't correlate to wins, if the pressure stays and the intensity is there, you can be confident that eventually it will turn. That's all from Before the Bounce. We've got to get on the bus and head to Giants Stadium, so stay tuned for more social coverage throughout the afternoon.